Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti, and this is episode 1 of the Battleship Brawl Season 5 tournament. Yes, we are back with another Battleship Brawl. This one's going to be a pretty sizable one. We've got 42 entries, which is going to be 105 episodes in just the main season. Then we have the challenge rounds and the grand final, so this one's going to be going on for a few months. Anyway, our first combatant here is the Divine Offering by Rymark. It's a very different hull design here. Got some of the new cram mortars up front. Got some more there. Wood and stone and metal all over the place. That's what I was just about to say. Why are these little things here? Well, that's because there's propellers there. Using the propellers. And a wall of propellers on the back. Oh yeah, and this big old APS gun back here, super tall. Okay. And so one thing I feel like I should mention here is that the way this tournament's going to work is each ship is going to score points in the battles that it does based upon its performance, which is basically based upon its HP and its opponent's HP. However, when the ship retires, as usual, there will be a approval vote. Now, the approval vote is weighted such that it will give it has the same maximum points that it can possibly give. Since each ship will be doing 5 battles, they can get 1,000 points from combat, which means that the approval vote gives whatever your approval rating is, like say it's 88%, you multiply 1,000 by 88%. So aesthetics are very important in this tournament. We will be holding that vote. However, I have a vote bot on my Discord, so if you want to be a part of that, you'll have to make sure you go ahead and join my Discord. It'll be linked down in the description. Moving on to give the Revenge of the Return, or no, no, I forgot a couple there. I forget how it starts. I have to wait for the marquee to scroll through. It's the Redemption of the Return of the Rise of the... The Redemption of the Revenge of the Return of the HMS Obdurateness by Benjamin. You guys and your super long names. Thanks a lot. So it's got some anchor chains up here in the front. These staggered barreled, 4-barreled guns. A little bit of superstructure there. I'm not sure what that's... Maybe those are gonna... I think those are actually maybe smoke emitters, so that might be a funnel. And then some more guns here. Some propellers. Much more traditional hull shape. But traditional doesn't mean better, necessarily. You know, it's gonna be... It's up to taste. That's purely subjective. But again, the votes for the beauty aspect, the approval aspect of the tournament, will be done on my Discord rather than on like Google Sheets and all that crazy stuff. It'll just be easier that way. So yeah. Now that we've, well, I'm going to give a little bit more of a look, because I did spend a lot of time over there on the, no, you guys just want to get to the fight, I'm sure. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this underway, and I will explain the scoring at the end of the first round here, how that works. So the Obdurateness getting a volley off, landing pretty solidly down the center of the Divine Offering. Divine Offering firing up some high arcing cram mortars. And it's got that slow, high explosive, or well, the APS gun fires slow shells for APS, firing, I think, pretty much pure high explosive shells. Not having the best of luck hitting right now. Cram mortars missing quite a bit there. Divine Offering getting hammered through the bow. Divine Offering down to 85%. Obdurateness at 99.7. Ooh, big holes getting blasted in the side of the Obdurateness when those HE shells from the APS gun land. Doesn't seem like the Divine Offering's mortars are turning mid-air and tracking like they're supposed to. I wonder if there's... because I believe you have to set those to high only to get that to work. I wonder if it's just set to prefer high or something like that. Because they are not tracking like the mortars are supposed to. Divine Offering's actually gotten back up to 82.5%. Wasn't it down to 78 before, or was it 88 when I commented? I forget. This APS gun's still blasting away. Oh, it landed shots there. Oh, yep. Opening up a pretty big hole in the side there, but it's actually only like the first layer of armor. It's actually not doing terribly well against the Obdurateness' armor. All of the Obdurateness' guns are still functional. Oh, Divine Offering's getting a bit low in the water there. And, oh, that APS gun was detonated and destroyed, blown out of the Divine Offering. Divine Offering down to 63.8%. The Obdurateness needs... oh, well, there it goes. It's back up to 100%. That's important for scoring. Well, I mean, there's not a big difference between 99.9 and 100, but, you know. Now we're about to get a ram, but that'll probably finish off the Divine Offering. But it's also going to cause damage. Oh boy. Of course, had the collide right at the end. And make it drag out a little bit more. Just had to do that, didn't we? And there we go. That is it. This round is over. So that is going to be a 0% HP Divine Offering and a 99.4% HP Obdurateness. So the way it works is you gain points based upon the amount of HP you have left. Okay? So for this round, the Divine Offering can get no points because it's at 0% HP. I just didn't let it actually tick down to where it was 0. It was despawned with plenty of time for it to finish despawning before the timer ran out. It's 0%. Once it starts despawning, you're 0%. Period. So Divine Offering gets 0. However, the Obdurateness gets 99.4 because it has 99.4% HP left. It also, but then on the flip side, you also get points, so you basically get 100 minus your opponent's HP. So in this case, Divine Offering only gets 0.6 points, whereas the Obdurateness gets 100 because it despawned the enemy. So the score for this round is 0.6 for the Divine Offering and 199.4 for the Obdurateness. It was an utter stomp. However, we are still going to do it based on basically 3 rounds, best of 3, and it's the best score among those 3 rounds is what you get for your points once the match is over. Okay, so if the Divine Offering performs better, it can get more than the 0.6 points that it's earned so far. but it's only the best round that you get the points for. You don't get multiple rounds, because that would make it so that, like, you could actually get more points by going to 3 rounds. So anyway, let's go ahead and get round 2 here underway. Another thing you might notice is that the ships do not have an equal amount of materials. That is because everybody gets 5,000 base materials, and then whatever you don't spend of the materials limit, you get it added to your materials pool. So if you only build it, the limit is 250,000. If you only spend 240,000, then you get 10,000 more materials, and you'll have 15,000 for the battles. Well, Divine Offering getting some early hits with that APS gun this time. Before it was missing with those quite a bit. But those mortars not tracking properly, I think, is a big issue. Yeah, they do not look like they are trying to adjust mid-air like they're supposed to. That APS gun is doing some work. It has severely damaged one of the main guns of the Obdurateness here. But the Divine Offering is still down to 85% HP. That high explosive APS gun, each shell might not do a whole lot of damage, but it fires a lot more quickly than cram guns do. It's also, you know, way more expensive, which is kind of a problem, but oh, you know, if the Divine Offering blows up all the props and the Obdurateness goes dead in the water, then those crams not adjusting their trajectory anymore won't really be an issue. Wow, just all kinds of damage to the rear of the Obdurateness here. The stern fantail pretty much blown completely away. The Obdurateness losing a lot of speed. Ooh, I think that was it. No, that was the superstructure. Yeah, this forward gun is offline, it looks like. It's taking some bad damage. If that APS gun keeps landing hits not to the armor belt of the Obdurateness, it seems to do pretty good damage. Oh, just look at the big hole in the deck. That may not be critical damage, but it is a lot of block damage. That's HP damage, which is still important. Because it doesn't matter who actually wins the match. Like, these matches are just to get the points. Whoever wins or loses the actual battle does not matter. Other than, you know, the person who wins is obviously going to get more points than the person who lost. Just from how it's set up. The Obdurateness is getting very close to losing another gun. If that HE cannon keeps pounding in there, coring in, yeah, that's a damaged gun. It got in there. Obdurateness is also running out of steam, it seems like. Obdurateness is still ahead, but it is not doing anywhere near as well as round 1. That high explosive gun is just really working the Obdurateness over. It does not do as well when it hits the side, though. That belt armor is pretty good against high explosives, it seems. The Obdurateness got caught with its pants down, pointing its ass at the enemy, and just ouch. Oh, I said earlier that whoever wins the match doesn't matter. That's not entirely true. If there was a tie between two ships, like if these two ended up having the exact same number of points at the end of the season, the winner of the fight between them would be used as the tiebreaker. Because the grand finals are going to be seeded by points. Uh-oh, Obdurateness is getting some listing going on. But Divine Offering is down to 67%. Ooh, turret cap just got popped off the Obdurateness. I think it's down to a single. No, it's got two guns left. Okay, it's got the very forward gun and this super firing gun here, still functional. But the Obdurateness has had huge amounts of its internal structure torn up by the Divine Offering's main gun, or APS gun. But the Divine Offering is not doing so well itself. It has been thoroughly bashed, and it's unfortunately, by the time it managed to slow the Obdurateness down, it's all of its cram cannons were destroyed, so all that's really left is the APS gun here. But while it's doing some work, it's not doing enough. I mean, it would be awful for the Obdurateness if this last gun got destroyed. That might finish the Divine Offering off. Nope, it's at 55.2. Barely hanging on. Oh no, Obdurateness 80% and sinking. Divine Offering 2 damaged. Oh, the Obdurateness has managed to get rid of its 80% and sinking timer, and the timer is not going. Does that last shell do it? Oh, fix it, Obdurateness. Well, that round is a draw. Both ships have despawned. Oh man. Which is good for the Divine Offering, because now it got a despawn for points, so that gives it a lot more points. And now we're going into round 3, which, I mean, we would have done round 3 anyway. Every battle is going to be 3 rounds, just to make sure that everybody gets equal opportunity to score points. So rather than having it be based upon who wins, every battle is going to be 3 rounds. I think I said best of 3 earlier. That was not correct. Ooh, that APS gun taking a hit for some crams there, but the armor held, so the gun is still functional. Oh, but it just took a shot straight through the... Oh, and... Yep, Obdurateness is like, yeah, you know what? That gun hurts. Screw that gun. I mean, with its first round victory, the Obdurateness already secured 199.4 out of 200 points. So... it's literally fighting for 0.6 points right now. Divine Offering, on the other hand, is at 100 out of 200 possible points, so it's got a whole lot of points to fight through. If it had just survived that last barrage, it would have gotten significantly more points, but because it despawned as well, both ships had 0. And without that APS gun and these mortars just not aiming right, it looks like the Obdurateness may very well get that 0.6 points it was looking for. Because remember, it's the best of the two like basically it's the best combination of the two statistics that you have in the 3 rounds is what you get points based on. So if you finish a round at 100% HP and despawn the opponent at least once, then you have maxed out your points. Like, if you do that in the very first round, then you can't actually earn any more points. At that point, you're just trying to keep the enemy from getting any. One more barrage should finish the Divine Offering, and the Obdurateness is at 100%. Yeah, it's basically whether that those final couple HE shells in the air there. I don't think that one's gonna hit. Nope, that's a complete miss. Not even gonna get close, I don't think. Yeah, old top-down view. Nope, that missed. So that is the end of this round. So Divine Offering has 0 HP left. The Obdurateness has 100%. So it has a score of 200 for this match, whereas the Divine Offering has 100 points. And so that'll basically be how all these battles go. Why is it running so... because it continued to despawn even though the thing was paused, and that made it run slow, apparently. Okay, well, so yeah, Divine Offering, score of 100. The Obdurateness, score of 200, and then those will add up, and then the top 33% of entries, which I believe is 14, if I'm doing my math right. I might go up and put it up to 16, just to make it be a nice even power of 2. But the top ships by score will be seeded into the grand finals by their score. But before we do that, we'll have a challenge round, which will allow some ships that, you know, maybe they were in a stronger group, so they didn't score as well. But they are a better ship than something in a group that was weaker that got in, so maybe they'll be able to challenge them and take their place in the grand finals. And there's a whole thing about that. The rules are linked on my Discord, so if you want to take a look at those and find out all that information, you can find it there. It's a pinned message in the tournament rules discussion channel. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the battlefield.